Everyone has a phone addiction. It's starting to become very, very serious to the point where a lot of people can't even admit it. And I think these are the people who are in the worst spot. The only way to combat the phone addiction is to first admit it, because those are the people who can be saved. They are the people who are self-aware enough to control their reality in the way that it needs to be controlled. But the people in denial are the most trapped because they never see their chains. They never see what's causing them to be trapped. We all understand that sometimes the phone is necessary. Sometimes some people make money off the phone. Maybe you need to check up on a relative. Maybe you need to do certain things. So we all know the phone is needed to a certain extent. And I'm truly starting to think that the only way to even get your human element back from the AI machines and the AI algorithms is to truly unplug. The movie The Matrix said this the best, and I'm going to keep talking about it. It said we need to unplug. You must be unplugged. You must be unplugged from the system. Now, what is the system? The system is an elaborate, sophisticated system that is intelligently designed to keep you on the algorithm as long as possible, so they can sell you their products, so they can sell you their things, and you will buy into it. So what they do is they engineer the algorithm and choose what you like so that you stay on your phone, so that you stay on your phone screen. So I think that everybody that truly wants to escape this, or the only way to escape, or one of the ways to escape, is to truly unplug. Because it's like an automatic response system, a reflex when you grabbing your phone. Maybe your phone can be across the room somewhere. You thought it was in your pocket. You lift up your hand like you just grabbed your phone. Or I see people who didn't even bring their phone in the room, didn't even bring their phone nowhere even near them. They're reaching for their phone. And their hands is like they have their phone in their hand. It's starting to get so weird. Someone even told me a story that when they were in prison, they were reaching for their phone. Even in prison, they were reaching for their phone. So this is the effects that the phone have on the mind. It starts to leave an imprint. And I think that the world is becoming more and more digitized. Everything's online now. We hardly even have to work truly to do anything. Let's say, for example, if we wanted food delivered to the house, we don't even have to get up and drive anymore. Just go on the phone, boop, boop, bop, boom, boom. We don't even have to add math anymore. Go on the phone, boop, boop, bop, boom, boom. I was sitting up here thinking, to myself, I'm not going to call myself smart, even though I am smart, because I like to be a humble man. But still, let's just say I'm above average. We'll say that. And I still sit here and think, I need to work on my math. Everything that I'm doing, all of the adding up and things that I'm doing, the AI still has these effects. I want you to understand that if anything has a positive effect, it also has a negative effect. Coffee has a positive effect, but it leads to a crash. It also leads to a crash, and it also leads to brain fog, or you don't really feel at your full potential if you don't drink it for a couple of days. That's the withdrawal effects of coffee, but coffee is good on the front end. So in life, is truly, if we have a positive, we have the opposite. Since the sun comes out, we have to have the darkness sometimes. So why am I making that point? That even though the phone is good for us, even though it's good for society, it also has its detriments to society. It has brought out the best and the worst of humanity. And a lot of people are addicted. And the only way to get over this addiction is to either unplug or either use sheer willpower and start to tell yourself, I'm going to catch myself doom scrolling. I'm not going to keep doom scrolling. And that's what you need to start to tell yourself. And I think truly that the kids and the generations after us are going to struggle with it even more than what adults are. Because even think about it, even the adults are struggling to not be on their phone. The adults can't even put the phones away. The adults can't even put the TV and iPads away. So how can we lead kids to put the TVs and the iPads away if the adults can't? So this leads you down the rabbit hole. You go deeper and deeper. That in the future, in the near future, the kids will struggle to put these things away. If the parents don't step in, then the kids get led down the system of being taught by algorithms, TVs, and shows that they watch, and they're totally different than how the parent wants them to be. So the kids is being taught by TV, iPads, YouTube. That's the reason why these kids act the way that they act. And everybody looks so kerfuffled. No, we know what's happening. And the reason why some of the parents can't tell the kids to put these things away is because they can't put them away themselves. So now we're fighting algorithms. Algorithms start to seep into the family. Once the family unit is destroyed, society is destroyed. Because you have to think, if you as a man or as a leader of your household, if you're not influencing the thinking in your household, you have to think and sit and think, who is? You have to analyze and sit and think. If you are not influencing the thinking in your household or the people around you, who is influencing the thinking around you? And particularly, I'm talking to men here. If you are a man in your household, whether you're growing, young boy, old, whatever age you may be, if you're not influencing the thinking in your household, you have to think about who is. Well, we have the answers. The YouTube, the TV, the TikTok, all these things are influencing the household and people. And we know how these machines work through emotional arguments, emotional manipulation. And we know to a certain extent that out of the two genders, one gender is easily more emotionally influenced than the other. So if these emotionally influenced arguments reach a certain gender, and that certain gender starts to push that agenda in the house, then the household starts to be quarrelsome and against each other. And then the family unit is broken because nobody want to listen to the leader or the man of the house or whatever conduit that's keeping the house together. So this causes civil war in the households. So if it's civil war in the households, if a man don't even feel king in his own house, then how can he help lead a society or help build a society or even want to do something and be great? So a lot of the power is starting to be took away simply because rebellion from the kids and the family against the structure that's trying to keep everything structured. And it's simply due to this matrix, or you can call it the algorithms, the system, or whatever you want to call it. So now we're fighting against algorithms. Now we're fighting against AI. Now we're fighting against the phone screens and all these different things. Because if we keep allowing these things to get through, then it gets through to the family unit. We know what happens when it gets to the family unit, then we're destroyed. We're destroyed. Right? So the world, I think, is starting to move in a certain place that certain people like you are about to break that threshold, that bondage of the generations or whatever it may be. You are one of the people that is going to expand that threshold and open it up. And I think you will create something and do something to free your family from these things. They want people scrolling and addicted. They want people to see these certain messages and these ideas, because I keep seeing this often. I have nothing against women. In fact, my mother is a woman and my sister is a woman. So I have nothing against women. In fact, I love women. Women are beautiful creatures. But this is the point I wanted to make. I see this often when speaking to women. The ideas that they have has to be checked. If you don't check them, they just ran with an idea that they just heard. So I'm sitting having a conversation. Someone said, well, this XYZ, I forgot what it was. Maybe some new bug virus or something, I think it was. And I'm like, okay, where did you hear this from? Did you check this source? Oh, you're right. Yes, I'm right. We can't keep listening to things. So we can't keep listening to things without checking them. This is another problem. And I even can recall this to myself on my learning journey. Dealing with women, you have to be able to call some of this stuff out. Not even just women, people who just take things for surface and don't truly think deeper about what they hear. They just repeat things. So they never really sit down and truly think. Or they repeat the wrong things. Now it's okay. Maybe it's somebody that you listen to or watch that you align with their worldview. Okay, you repeat some of their things because y'all have a similar worldview. That's different. I'm talking about people who regurgitate things that they do not have the statistical data. They don't even know if it's true. They have been psyoped by the algorithm to believe this thing. And then they come back repeating it to you. I dislike that, me personally. I'm not trying to influence my worldview on anybody, but I dislike that because that can cause deception. You're telling me this thing is true, but you have no idea if it's really true, nor have you studied, nor have you examined truly what you're telling me. So you have no idea if it's true. So don't always take people things for surface that people have said to you. That's why I say it's not just for women, it's also for men as well. Weak-minded people. But I'm not just gonna call them weak-minded, but they lack the critical thinking necessary to critically think. I'm not trying to be harsh and just bash people, but they lack the critical thinking necessary to critically think and say, okay, maybe perhaps this is not true. Let me not just accept this for surface. See, I got to that certain state where I stopped just hearing things. When somebody told me something was on the news or they told me something happened on the internet, I said, well, I haven't done my studies on it yet. I'll check it out. I'll check it out myself. I don't want to hear it from you. I'll just say, okay, yeah. I'm not sure about that. I'll do my studies on it. I haven't researched it yet. I looked into it. So when they come to you with the garbage, you need to be able to self-analyze and sit and say, okay, where did this information come from? Do they have our best interest as a family? Do they have your best interest? Do they have your best interest when they're telling you these things on the internet? You have to be able to critically think and self-analyze and deduce these things. It's all stemming from an algorithm. As much as these algorithms were made to help us first, I made this point on the last previous video where I was talking about everyone's gooning and talking to AI. I said, whatever humanity has that's good for us, it always come out bad. Like the Garden of Eden, paradise. We had the perfect thing. We still have to make it bad. So there's always a dark side to the light. So even though these algorithms have been put there to help people build a social connection and do all these different things online, it's also the bad side. So we have to be very, very careful. We need to be able to critically think these things through. I'm here to make you think. I'm not here to tell you anything. I'm here to just question what you know, make you think. And if you agree, you agree. If you disagree, you disagree. That's perfectly fine. I just want everybody to come to an objective truth and try to do what's necessary to rebuild the society or rebuild the family structure. It first starts in the home. Even if we talk about society, maybe perhaps society can't even be fixed, but perhaps one of you can even fix your home. Maybe perhaps one of you can help the thinking in your home. Start to uplift each other. Forget the gossiping. Forget the talking down on each other and start to propel. But it first starts with you. You have that power. You have the power to do this. You need to stand up and you need to take a stand. You have the power. You are the one. No one would deliver us but ourselves. We are the ones that have to walk the path. That's something Buddha said. We are the ones that have to walk down the path. Nobody can pick us up and make us walk down that path. You are the one that will walk down that path. And you have an army of people behind you. You have people that is counting on you to do what you need to do. You have a duty. And I know you will fulfill it. So just keep going. But I want to end it right here. I also have the links in the description. It's free. I'm not charging you anything. The free Telegram, just in case YouTube may take me off and strike the channel or whatever the things may be. So those things are there. The Substack and the Preem operations, the free Telegram, the link in the description, just in case YouTube take me off, just in case I may have to transition to Rumble in the future or whatever it may be. That's why those are there. So join that just in case I have to disappear, right? So that is why everybody has a phone addiction. Now, to break it, you either unplug or you start to shift your apps around or even start to tell yourself, you know what? I don't want to doom scroll anymore. Let me actually work on something. Let me build something. Let me not watch Tung and watch raccoon videos anymore. Let me not watch some funny cat and talking carrots and buff sharks and things anymore. Let me actually stop sending these funny memes to each other. Let's actually start to send some things about disciplines in the DM or send some things about becoming better and trying to escape and help each other. So those are the things you need to start to focus on if you haven't started to focus on them yet. And if you have, good. And if you haven't, you still have a chance. Now, comment, like, subscribe. Thank you for watching. If you watched all the way to the end, it's much appreciated. Signing out.